Hey, Groovers. A little bit of drive therapy on this beautiful and very hot, sunny autumn day in Tasmania. Before I start driving, because there'll be a bit of traffic or like road noise for a little while. Firstly, I just want to say, Brian St. John, you don't know me from a bar of soap. Um, you may have encountered me around the YouTube world since I've been part of the true crime communities and sort of even dipped my toes in the drama scene for a while. But I've changed my channel name so many times, you probably have no fucking idea who I am. Not that it's relevant, really. Um, Except to say that never really been like a sub of yours or seen a lot of your action, just sort of what I've heard around the traps. But I just want to say that I was just driving in. I had a couple of errands to do, and dude, you're talking more sense than anyone else on YouTube right now. Little video you did asking Wendy to leave Laura alone. Now, I'm an agnostic. I appreciate that you're getting very into your religion of choice, and it's, you know, ticking all the boxes for you. So I'm not going to do any kind of religious commentary because that's not why I'm live. I'm actually agnostic. I do believe in something spiritual, just haven't had a great experience with organized religion in my time. But people who know my channel know that I go on these drives and I walk on the beach, and we call it beach therapy and drive therapy, and just nut out stuff. And for a long time, for the last few years on my channel, I've talked a lot about the whole weirdness that is the YouTube community, the groundhog days of our YouTube lives, I like to call it. Hey, Anne-Marie. I'm great, darling. I just went for a drive because the power's out at home. I've been at the beach. I mean, have a look at this day. It's 31 degrees Celsius for anyone who tunes in who's, in a Fahrenheit country. And you're like, that's fucking below zero. Well, it is below 0 Celsius. 32 Fahrenheit is 0 Celsius in Australia or wherever Celsius is. Anyway, that's not the point. It's a hot, sunny day here. Sunny's awesome. She's awesome. I'll chat about her a bit later too while I'm on my drive. But yeah, so the groundhog days of our YouTube lives, and I've talked about it a lot, and I'm kind of interested in the psychology of YouTube and all who frolic in it. But the reason you're getting a little live dedicated to you, Brian, is because you yourself represent personal growth on YouTube. You're certainly a very different Brian St. John to the first one I encountered. And kudos to you, because honestly, you've got this live stream, and I'm doing a little shout out to Brian St. John, who's making more sense on YouTube than anyone else, at least in the drama, true crime, gigantic, now melded community of love and happiness and weirdness and hatred. But I was listening to him driving in. He popped up my autoplay, scrolls on by, and there it was. And I just had to listen to it, and I'm like, he's actually talking sense. And I'm not saying he never has before. I haven't followed him closely enough to know really whether he's spoken sense or not. But my point is, he represents personal growth. The BSJ that I witnessed a few times and encountered when I first came to YouTube is a very different BSJ to the one who spoke today about Wendy and asking her to just leave Laura alone. Hi, Sky Z, or Z as I'd call it. But you could be Skazy. Shit, it's so hot. I don't have my sunnies on. It's really sunny. Sunnies are sunglasses if you're not Australian. We abbreviate fucking everything. And if we can put an IE or a Y on the edge of it, even better. Unless your name is like Anne, and then we'll lengthen it to Annie. Hi, Planet Sunshine. Okay, well, Brian St. John was a bit of a Bit of a character when I first came onto the YouTube community. He was a bit famous for losing his shit over really minor things. Like, he threw some pretty awesome man baby tantrums, I've got to say. He probably wouldn't disagree with me on that, I don't know. And he wasn't really in the communities that I originally started out in, but he was kind of, people in the communities I was in knew him. But my point, I mean, I've never really followed him. I don't really know much about his channel or what he's into. I know he loves his music. He was just shouting the praises of Pink and Gwen Stefani on the live that I listened to. But he's grown since 2018 when I first heard about him. He has come a long way. But what was interesting was that he was talking about forgiveness and, you know, leaving Laura alone because she's making an effort. And ironically, Laura was the reason I got kicked out of a mod group, because I thought she showed some personal growth back in 2019 when she and Makeup Mobster had a falling out. Oh, you fell for Wendy the Wombat. No, I'm talking Wendy. One word, Diane's channel, Wendy. Hang on, I'll put my window up. It's so hot though. I've got my air conditioner on and the window open. But I'm going to have to put the fan on so I'm a bit higher. It's really hot. Like, it's 32 degrees. You fell for the April Fool's joke. Woohoo! Although I realised after, I was like, April Fool's, you idiots. I don't think you meant to say you idiots at the end of April Fooling someone, so I do apologise for that. It was very jesty, but, you know, even so. Look at that sky, guys. Look at it. I'll show you the beach. The beach is a bit cray-cray, but if the power is still not on at my house, I've got some groceries to drop off. But if it's not back on at my house, I'm going back down to the beach. Sunny's out in her enclosure. She's loving it. She's loving it. She's really fluffy and she's loving the heat. Biscuit hated it. Biscuit would just pass out on the bathroom tiles and sulk. I hope everyone's well too. And also, I will go live tomorrow. It'll be Easter Sunday in Australia. But just an early happy Easter to everyone, just in case my plans change and we get another day like today and I go to the beach for the whole day. The only reason I'm out and about is I needed to get some salad stuff for dinner. I went to the shop on Thursday and it was like the COVID panic had kicked in again. Like, the shelves were empty. It was ridiculous because the supermarket wasn't open for Good Friday. Every man and his dog had fleeced the entire supermarket and I couldn't get any decent salad stuff. Hello, Shannon. How are you? Happy Easter almost, gorgeous. You'll have no idea what I'm talking about, but that's all right. You get to enjoy the scenery. I'll go through Lewisham, the scenic route. Hey, Francesca. Uh-oh, what's the oh no for? What's oh no, Skyzy? Skyzy. I like all the weather named things, hence my April Fool's prank about Windy the Wombat. And I've got my beautiful cat, Sunny. Oh, hey, Val. Val, you'll know who I'm talking about. Got people in chat will be like, who the fuck's Brian St. John? You'll know. But yeah, so I was really just going to go live and say Brian St. John's making more sense on YouTube in those communities than anybody else right now. Firstly, I just want to say kudos to him for the personal growth that I have witnessed from afar. Like I said, I've never been a sub of his. I really don't know a lot about him except for he just spoke about his love of music at length on the live that I was listening. Well, not at length, but he mentioned his love of music and music knowledge. But he's come a long way since the 2018 BSJ. So yeah, a little shout out for that. But secondly, he was talking about forgiveness and tying it in with it. He did a little sermon, personal growth, and sort of asking Wendy to just letting a tailgating dude pass. Don't need him on my ass right now. Oh, I probably need to go back out this way though. Hang on, look at that scenery, guys. Look at that farm side, that countryside. He did speak sense, Francesca, and it warrants a well done. It's a really good little live. It goes for about 38 minutes, I think. It's not long. But just in terms of personal growth on YouTube and creators and stuff, you guys who watch me a lot know that that's been a massive issue for me. It's like this is Groundhog Day. So many people haven't really grown or developed or, there hasn't been a lot of personal development going on since 2018. Some of them are still same shit, different day. God loves all his children. Yeah, my God's more like a goddess, I think. I'm not really aligned with any religion, but I'm agnostic. I believe there's something greater than us. I don't think you could live on this planet. I used to proudly declare myself an atheist, but the entire time I was doing that, I was also saying that there's more to life than just the years we walk on this planet and how amazing the planet is and all of that sort of stuff. So I stopped being a, little goth girl and accepted I'm an agnostic. But I wanted to say that he's come a very long way and he's living proof that you can grow on YouTube. He's a very different man to the man that I encountered when I first discovered that YouTube world. But also the sense that he was speaking and just calling out Wendy basically and just saying, just leave Laura alone. Now, I used to be a big part of Laura's channel. I used to be in there a lot. I've kind of spread my wings a little bit more, just because it was Groundhog Day for me, all of it, even her channel. I started learning how to cut pineapples 4 different ways and, things that matter in life. But I got kicked out of a mod group because I saw a little bit of personal growth in Laura. This is back in 2019, when she extended an olive branch when she and Makeup Mobster had a bit of a falling out. I have a turntables, right? Many never find faith until that. That's so true, Val. It's true. And I do have a faith. It's just not an official organised religion. I'm a bit more sort of Eastern religions, having spent a lot of my lifetime in Asia. Kind of makes a bit more sense to me. But, we've all got our things. But, I just wanted to say that his live was really good and it was on point and, he just pretty much said what everyone's been thinking for years, right? But it's just time for people to let go and move on. And he's not wrong, Wendy was talking about Laura. The clip channels tell me things these days. Look down here at this water. Got a bit of sunshine on the water. Don't you just love that? Sunshine on the water looks so lovely. I love John Denver. I didn't do him any justice just then. But I've been singing that song ever since I got Sunny. It's kind of just a penny dropped for me. It's like, this is why whenever I'm on the beach asking, how is YouTube so weird and different to real life? And why is it the Groundhog Days of our YouTube lives? And it's because there's not a lot of personal growth. And it was just refreshing to hear someone who has grown personally and spiritually. And I found him really likeable, and back in the day, he was being slammed left, right and centre by the creators I followed, and I saw him throw some almighty man-baby tantrums, and it wasn't my cup of tea, I've got to say, but I found him really likeable in that live, and even his voice, like his accent, everything. I was cheering on BSJ, and that's why I've got it's an Easter miracle. I'm not downplaying his personal growth at all. It's more than a miracle. Like, he's worked incredibly hard, obviously. Makeup mobster, she the YouTube mafia. Now, there's nothing mafia about her at all. I don't know why she chose that name. I did hear her say maybe last year or even the year before that she didn't like her name and she regretted choosing it, but she does like makeup. But yeah, there's not a lot of mobster going on. Whereas my channel is very aptly named. There's definitely traces of nuts in me. He did have CPS called on him. I remember that too. He was picked on a lot, like everyone's got breaking points, but I also saw him have tantrums over really minor shit too. So, but my point isn't really to dissect the man that is Brian St. John. It was to give him a little shout out for making a bit of sense on YouTube, and also to reiterate the point that he was making. And he was coming very much from a forgiveness angle. And he did even say, I'm going to give a little sermon. And he did give a little sermon, and it was good listening. I enjoyed listening to it. I'm like, wow, this is really refreshing content. But if you're not following those communities, people, and sort of Mary Marlowe is back. Oh my God. I saw my friend who's on Australian 60 Minutes. I saw his wife this morning, and we're catching up soon. I've got to get Charlie to do a video for Mary. Mary's a huge fan of Australian 60 Minutes, and I'm very good friends with the 60 Minutes old. I'm Charles Woolley. This shout out is to you, Mary Marlowe, my biggest fan, because I think she'd like that. I think when you know people that someone else admires or loves or whatever, and you've got an opportunity to do something for them, and I want it. He's happy to do it. I've already asked him to do it. And then she left YouTube, so we never did it. But the next time I'm with him, I'm going to get him to do it. She'll love it. Hopefully it'll make her day, You love Australian 60 Minutes too, Sky? Yeah, a lot of, I don't know where you are, but a lot of Americans watch the Australian one and say it's way better than the American version, which is where the Australian version, I believe, originally came from. Or did Australia start it and then an American version? I don't know, but it blows my mind. Actually, I was going to just stop here for a sec. That might be a bit glary for you guys. She's talking about healing. Well, look, there you go. More healing. And so it's sort of, yeah, Brian's live struck a chord with me, because all of these beach walks you guys have had with me, you are in the US. Yeah, people love it. And, I mean, they do stories from around the world, as you know. It's a pretty interesting show. And Charlie's a really lovely guy, and he's more than happy to do a little video for her. So I'll do that, because I think she'd like it. And it's silly to not do stuff like that when you know someone and you know someone else who thinks they're wonderful. Although, I mean, I don't know if she thinks Charlie's wonderful. I know she thinks Australian 60 Minutes is, but it still might tickle her fancy. But yeah, all these walks on the beach and drive therapy sessions and trying to work out why YouTube is so whack, and, calling it the Groundhog Days of our YouTube lives. And then the penny drop listening to Brian, and it, for me now, like, the beauty of YouTube, apart from just the channels that are downright fun and all the rest of it, but the real beauty of YouTube is after you've watched it for a certain amount of time, you get to watch individuals grow and learn from things and change their way of thinking and become better people. And some of them just haven't. My pleasure, Francesca. I'll go down to the beach too so you can see, because there's been a lot of whitecaps today, but there's been some really fun boogie boarding. I'm covered in salt. I chucked on a sundress to go to the shops, and was running out the door, and I'm like, no, you really should put a bra on. So I did. I went back and put like a little strapless bra that I wear under the sundresses on. But I'm covered in salt, and as soon as I get home, yeah, well, in fact, irrespective of the power being on or not, I'm going back down for another swim. I don't know how many more days like this we're going to get. It's meant to be autumn. It's like summer, 32 degrees in the shade. So, yeah, for 2021 on YouTube, the creators that have shown personal growth and they've moved on and they've got their own content and they're talking about different things and they're not just turning on the mic and starting to bitch about someone else, all of those channels are the ones people should be supporting this year and backing. And, you know, if you want to be a member of a channel and you're already a member of a channel that really is just about drama and bitching, hey, Thingamajig. Hello, Jenny Rose. Beautiful name and beautiful view. Isn't it pretty? It's just down the road from where I live. I'm going to take you down to the beach where I live. Nice to have you, Groovers, here. Oh, and another thing. I went over 900 subscribers. Woo! That was so exciting. I went live the other day and I had $8.99 and one of my subs got her dog to subscribe. Her dog's got a YouTube channel, bless. I haven't looked again. I'm probably back under 900 now because I've gone live a couple of times. But it's just the most gorgeous day. I've been on the beach for most of it. And then my power went out. So I was like, oh, well, I might as well go and get my veggies so I can make a salad for dinner. Because who doesn't love a cold, crunchy salad on a hot summer's day? And then, yeah, I'm going to go back to the beach. If I don't have any power on the house, otherwise I'd charge up. Although it's pretty windy down at the beach. There's a lot of signs, like even that one that's blown over today. The wind's been pretty strong. Well, the sun's right in my face at the moment, so I can't read chat. 911 now? Hey? Oh, I've got 900. Wow. 911. 911. That's auspicious. So, yeah, Brian, personal growth, good work, dude. And that live of yours, I found it really enjoyable to listen to. You're a very different dude from the one that I first encountered in the YouTube world. Not that I've really been, like I said, a subscriber or had a lot to do with you and your channel, but I badly a lot. I've seen you throw some tanties. I'm not completely oblivious to what you've done in the past, but I've also seen you grow. And I also listened to you doing a lovely little live about forgiveness and, you know, it's time to move on. And I agree with you. And I think that that's the thing that puzzles people about YouTube. Well, it's one of them, but for me, it's a big one, is how we can be watching these people since 2018 for me, and they haven't grown much or at all. And surely the subs have. I know I have. I'm a very different person to the Tory that came to YouTube in 2018. I've had a lot of life experiences and things happen to me since that time that have made me a much better person. Not that I was a shitty one when I arrived at YouTube, but I'm a different person. And yeah, I think that we should all be, as subscribers, a little bit more intelligent with who we support. It doesn't mean you can't keep going back to creators that you enjoy, but for me, if I was going to be a member of the channel, I'd be signing up to one where they've grown and they're working on themselves and they're becoming better people and they're not just in this Groundhog Day corner of YouTube that is so exhausting. It fucks with people's mental health. It's actually depressing. Put your money behind creators that are putting out original content, who've shown personal growth, who aren't taking the bait and just going live and screaming for 5 minutes. Get behind the creators that are not only doing original content, but have also grown. And like I said at the start of this, I mean, I got kicked out of a mod group because I gave Laura, Life Perplexed, $10 because I saw her grow as a human being and try to extend an olive branch. Look at the car park's packed. There's nowhere for me to pull up and show you the view. Oh, there is there, but you won't see the beach from there. You'll see a bush. But that's all right. I'll show you the bush for a sec before I head home. Sunny girl. There you go, a bit of bush shrubbery. BSJ did a nice video on YouTubers yesterday. Oh, maybe it was yesterday. I only listened to it today driving into the supermarket. It's probably the same one. It's about 38 minutes, and he's just asking Wendy to forgive Laura. Not that Laura has done anything. I don't think that she deserves to be constantly targeted. It's just an easy topic for Wendy to go live about. But just move on, give it a rest. And also, you know, I mean, I could go into a bit of a rant about show some humility. Like the Diane's channel stuff is still there. The little clips of Wendy that I've listened to, it's just, there's no humility, there's no accountability. It's just like nothing ever happened. And people are still really hurt about that. See you, Francesca. Thanks for dropping in, gorgeous. Thank you for being one of my 911 beautiful subs. Yeah, I didn't hear a lot of humility or accountability or forgiveness or apology or anything, and it blows my mind how people can be so cocky and just act like that was no big deal. It's been the biggest deal really that's happened in YouTube for a long time, at least in the communities that I dip my toes in. I'm kind of bummed I didn't get to show you the beach. But yeah, so it was really just a little nod to BSJ. Never thought I'd do that. He has no idea who I am. My live won't mean jack shit to him, but he's come a long way, and I'm going to get out and give you a bit of a shot of the view. Is she slowly sinking it? Because she sounded like she's having the time of her life, and people are obviously watching her. Here you go, guys. Oh, still can't see much without me actually locking up my car. And I hope you got the gist of it. It's a beautiful day here. Very thirsty lady. It just sounds so tired, you know, and who cares? And yeah, at least Laura's found something to do that she's enjoying, and people are buying her candles. They obviously like them. Just leave her alone. You know, and I wish Laura had played that grab of Wendy last year saying, well, we don't pick on single mothers around here, because she does, and she still is. I mean, that was back on the Diane's channel days, but I agree with Brian. Just if there's something up your bum about Laura, Wendy, just forgive her and let it go. Well, I'm not anyone you'll ever listen to on YouTube, Wendy, but seriously, show some humility. Stop acting like nothing's just happened. Something has happened, and it's not dead in the water yet. People are hurt. And people need to forgive you, Wendy, but if you don't show any humility or accountability or anything and act like nothing ever happened, and I don't even know about the other live that happened with Wendy and all the stuff connected with that. I just listened to BSJ and I just wanted to give him a little shout out to say, A, I'm impressed at your personal growth since I first heard of you back in 2018, and B, you spoke a lot of sense. And I think a lot of subscribers would love their favourite creators to just move the fuck on, do some original content, forgive everyone, even if you don't think you did anything wrong, just forgive everyone, clean slate, let's all move on. And if there's still a bit of apologising and a bit of healing that needs to be done in the community and you're part of the reason the community needs healing, then fucking acknowledge that too and show some respect. Maybe drop the arrogance for a minute, you know? It's a weird old world out there, but I hope everyone has a really lovely Easter Sunday. For those of you who are religious, I know it's a big day for you guys. For kids who it's all about Easter egg hunts, I hope those of you with children make it a really exciting Easter egg hunt, put them in some really cool places, and then 12 years later you'll find a manky little Easter egg and you'll be like, oh my God, no one ever found that one. She needs to throw shade at lots of different individuals who have content. She'll constantly throw shade. Exactly. It's deflection again, you know. I mean, I feel a little bit, I'm excited I've got over 900 subscribers, but you know how I got them? Because I went live about Hello Starlight and the whole Kyle and the wide brimmed hat stuff. I'd still be sitting at 875 or whatever I was on. But yeah, so much deflection. I love that my audience has dropped by half because I'm having a bit of a Wendy thing, but it was the topic of Brian's live, and that was the point I went live. I just wanted to say to him that I thought he did a really good job, and I enjoyed listening to it. I think he hit the nail on the head many times in what he had to say, and yeah, was refreshing. And it made me realise all these years I've been wandering around going, what is it with YouTube and why is it so whack and all the rest of it? I'm never going to answer that question. It's a bit like we're never going to know why Chris Watts did what he did. Well, it's lovely to have you here, Sky. Oh, I just did a reply to Hello Starlight because she went live the other day and I was listening to her, and the next thing she was playing a grab from my channel. I'm like, what? So I did a response to her, and yeah, a few people came in and subscribed, I think. Well, they did because I've gone over 900 now, but I'm proud that I've gone over 900, but I also know how quickly I went over 900 compared to when I'm just going live talking about everyday shit. So I know that it was because of me, you know, other people in the YouTube world. Oh, hang on, a friend of mine's just calling. I've just got to decline that. So yeah, it's been an interesting week, that's for sure. But I'm not discounting the 911 I've got. I've worked my butt off to get a lot of them. I just realised you go live about drama and boom, the numbers. Not that they went up by 100 or anything like that, but they went up. And yeah, I just think instead of questioning the whys of YouTube, now I'm going to focus on the goods of YouTube. And I think personal growth is something we should all celebrate. If you're going to get behind creators, I reckon get behind the ones that have come a long way, that aren't just going live over and over and over again about the same other creators over and over and over again. Start rewarding people for working hard, putting out original content, and also growing as human beings and recognizing their mistakes and, you know, growing from them. It is a bush. There were no parks when I got to the beach. that gave you a view of the beach. I mean, I could do a little loop-de-loop and come down the road again and go, look at the beach. But, yeah, it's 32 degrees here today, so this place is packed. Easter holiday, school holidays, Saturday. Oh, wait a minute. Look, guys. Look. There you go. It's no surf now. I was down here earlier, not in this spot, further up the beach near my place with my boogie board. Bloody fantastic. Maybe they liked your response to HS. Well, that's true. I mean, yeah, that's true. Some of them might be like, oh, she's actually quite interesting, perhaps. I don't know. I downplay everything I do in my life thingamajig. Very self-deprecating. I rarely take credit where it's due. It's high tide at the moment, which is another reason why it's not packed, because you don't get a lot of great surf in high tide. But it might be about to turn. Quite a few surfers are arriving now. Intelligence. Thank you. If that was aimed at me, thank you. I can be as big an idiot and twit as anyone else out there, though. So, yeah, that's all I really want to say. I was like, Brian St. John, you speak great truths. I found his little live very enjoyable. I found him really good to listen to. I found him entertaining, and I thought, fuck, he's actually speaking a lot of sense. And I hope that Laura, if she listens to it, realises that he's coming from a really good place, and I hope she doesn't get defensive about it and offended or anything like that, because I just thought he was pretty much saying what we've all been thinking for a long time, and he didn't say it in a nasty way. And if it makes people think twice about who they continue to watch and support, that's got to be a good thing. Because there's a heap of people out there that are growing as people and are doing original content and are talking about things outside of the drama community or the true crime community, or the true crime community drama, I should say. Get behind them, you know. Not telling people who they should and shouldn't watch. I'm just saying, if you're going to support people, put money in people's pockets, think twice about who you're paying money to. Because a lot of the channels, it's broken record recordings, and we've been hearing the same shit since 2018, and it might be time to move the fuck on. Put out good vibes that the electricity's back on at my house when I get home. Not because I have air conditioning, because I don't, but because I'd like my fridge to not defrost. And I have to cook and eat everything in my freezer in the next 2 days. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoy this stunning scenery. Cat ain't moving, so I'm not sure if anyone's said something and chat's frozen for me, but sorry if I've missed any comments. Hi to everyone that's come on in. I thank my mods again, even though my mods never really need to do anything at all. Unless we get racist comments or hate speech in my chat, they really don't need to do anything. Even trolls are welcome on my channel as long as they're funny trolls. Hi, Lee. When you start, thank you. Love your speaking voice. Thank you. I think my voice is horrible, but thank you. Yeah, the power is out. I don't know where. Hey, Val. You're still here. Bless you, darling. I don't know if it'll be out where your house is, Thingamajig. I don't know where your house is, but I went onto the Southern Beaches community page on Facebook to see if anyone had mentioned the power being out and didn't see anything. So I thought, oh, well, I'll just go and do some shopping and get some salad greens and I'll come home and hopefully it'll be back on. Go home to my little Sunny girl who I put her in a little harness again to see if she wanted to come out on the deck. And again, she got in her beanbag near the sliding doors and just curled up on there and watched me while I was doing all my gardening out on the deck today. She didn't come outside at all. She's so cute. But yes, welcome, Lee Ardy. I do my channel's more of a vlog, really. I don't have a specific theme. I just go live when I'm doing things that I think people might enjoy doing with me, like walking on the beach, going for drives. You love my book. Can you read a book for me? Sure. What book would you like me to read? I always think I sound grumpy. When I did breakfast radio, I used to have to remind myself to smile when I talk, because when you smile, when you talk, you can hear a smile. Because I always think I sound really grumpy and monotone. My God, my singing is so monotone. Humans are weird, Joe. Very weird. There's a lot of humans down here having a good time, and I might be back down there with them shortly. But yeah, thank you to everyone who's watched, dropped in. Thanks to all the lurkers. You're always welcome here too. I lurk in some channels. Don't want no target on my back. Have a beautiful Easter break, whatever you get up to. Compliment a stranger today. It'll make a difference. Trust me. I look forward to seeing what you do, Lee. I'll make sure I subscribe. It's funny you mentioned the reading stories. I was listening to adult stories to fall asleep to the other night, and I was thinking, why don't I do that? Like, there are people, I've got all the recording stuff set up at home. I'm listening to some dude reading a book, and I'm thinking, why don't I just do that? Start doing some story time shit. Just do pre-recorded stuff, pop it up on my channel, and if people feel like they want to listen to me to fall asleep or whatever. Your channel will be great, Lee. Just don't buy into the bullshit. Well, if you want to build your subscribers quickly, dive into the bullshit. But if you just want to have a place to share your thoughts and places that you go and things that you do, go for it. Read a true crime story. Alrighty. I should probably do that on my Smooth Criminal podcast channel, because I'm not going to redo my podcast. I put over a year into it, doing an episode every week. It was so much work. I had a lot of fun doing it, but I've decided it's a lot of work with little return, and I don't mean monetary, but just, you do a podcast, you want people to watch it. I'm pretty sure all of my episodes are on that channel, and I've got to check, and if they are, or if they're not, I'll make sure I upload every single of these Aussie surfy boys. I'll make sure that I upload any episodes that aren't on there, but they should all be on there. We did find a spot. I always feel bad though, because the other day I was reversing out and this chick was changing out of a wetsuit and had very skimpy bikini bottoms on, and oh my God, that dog just did a poo right in front of us. But they're cleaning it up like good boys. But don't say I don't show you the good shit, huh? Literally. Good boys cleaning up after your hound. It looks like a dad and a son. You caught low tide last weekend. I found mermaid treasure. Cool, Joe. That's cool. All right, I'm heading home. I want to put my bathers back on. I'm envious of everyone down there with bathers on, having a swim on this beautiful hot day. Going to grab my boogie board and go back down the beach. The poo emoji. It's not a good live unless the poo emoji makes an appearance, right? You should do that, Lee, and I look forward to hearing your storytelling. And I'll have a think about a true crime. I may just let the Smooth Criminal podcast channel just sit there with all the episodes on it, and it'll just sit at 223 subs for the rest of, till the end of time. But yeah, I might do some stories on here. I used to have a book that I would do a chapter out of quite regularly. What was the book? It might have been the book about things that are 50 things that are more deadly than a shark. Anyway, I can't remember what it was, but yeah. Mel. Oh God, did you hear my laugh just then? I know, right? You were on Ash's panel, NewsTubers in her chat. I didn't know you were live. Hey, it's okay. I just went live because, BSJ, I heard a live of his while I was driving in to get some groceries, and I just wanted to give him a little shout out, not only for his own personal growth since I first encountered him on YouTube, not that he'd known me from a bar of soap, but the giant man baby tantrum Brian that I first encountered and heard creators slamming constantly and witnessed some of his tantrums and just how far he's come. But also just that his life, he just spoke a lot of sense, and he was really sort of saying to Wendy, just, forgive and move on. And it was a really good little live that he did. And I was like, wow, I think I'm going to go live and acknowledge it, because it's a really, it's a great little live. I liked his voice. I liked what he was saying. I was like, this is such a different guy. And he's reminded me that all these walks on the beach wondering why YouTube is so weird, and all the conversations you and I have had about it, Mel, wondering, we're never going to know why it's so weird. It just fucking is. It's bizarro world. But it made me go, okay, shift my focus back to when I first gave Laura $10 for showing some personal growth back in 2019. I got kicked out of a mod group for it. But I'm with stand with BSJ. Like, it'd be really good to see some people growing. And he acknowledges Laura's changed in that she's now not going nuts. Like, she was on a panel that someone was on that she doesn't like, and she just left rather than have to sit there and speak to him. And just, I've sort of moved on from a lot of those channels and that scene. It's more the message across the board for wherever you're playing in YouTube world. Yes, but BSJ has many more streets to sweep. I've been here around a long time. Time will tell. And to the 2 thumbs down, I hope you shit so seriously. Oh, there's always the 2 thumbs down. Don't worry, that little dick wanker. Fuck me dead. He needs to get laid. That's my 2 thumbs down wanker, by the way. I'm not talking about anyone else. But yeah, it was more the point of frolic and play wherever you want on the YouTube world. But if people are growing personally and they're putting out original content and you can see a change in their behavior, even people that you used to love and then you just got sick of their going live all the time and just bitching and whinging and yelling and screaming, maybe give them a second chance. Go back and see if they've grown at all. Oh, my God. Well, hello there, NewsTubers Live. Holy shit, I have esteemed people in my chat. Look at you all. I've got Lee, who's a new subscriber, and she's going to be doing her own channel. Mel. I've got NewsTubers, Thingamajig, Val. Francesca was here. I've got Morgan. Oh, my God. Hi, Morgan. Joe Madre. And look, BSJ may have a way to go. He's come a long way since I first saw him. I'm not saying he's, the new improved Brian Siege John. I'm just saying I thought he deserved a little well done, dude. And, he had a message in his little sermon. I thought it was worth giving him a little shout out. The Easter miracle. Well, not a miracle, like I said, he's worked hard to get to where he is. All right, I'm going to go home. I'm going to go and see if I've got my power back on and I don't have to start eating the contents of my freezer. And I'm also going to go and put my bathers on and grab my board and hit the beach, but not this part of the beach. The track that comes down to the beach from where my house is a bit further up the beach, a bit quieter, less crowded. I was about to say, and I'm looking at it going, God, if I said this was crowded, people on Bondi Beach would be like, what? That's not crowded, but for this beach it is. Thingamajig, meet Newstubers live. Newstubers live, meet Thingamajig. You love Aussie colloquialisms. I love the word colloquialisms. I shall have a great swim. I shall frolic in the ocean. It'll be my fourth pair of bathers too, because I've been down on the beach 3 times. Thingo. Thingo. I was talking about that before you came in, Mel, about Australians, how we have to because I mentioned I didn't have my sunnies on, and then I was like, oh, for those of you who are not Australian, sunnies are sunglasses. We have this habit of shortening everything, and if we can put an IES on the end of it, even better, unless like your name is Anne, and then we'll insist on calling you Annie. We're just getting warm here again. I love you, Mel. I will enjoy my Easter with my floof. She was very cute today. I thought she might want to come out and play on the deck with me, and she didn't. The door was wide open, but she just curled up on her beanbag near the door. She had a harness on. She wasn't going to be able to escape. Thingamajig now. Wow, I'm a bish. What the heck, damn it. For real. See, now I know what for. I used to say that and go, for. Yellow hearts for Sunny. Yeah, well, that's like my nephew, James, my sister-in-law, said, oh, we wanted just to give him a name that wasn't going to get shortened, but they like Jim, but they said, if it gets shortened to Jim, that's fine. So, but he's been James, but the entire family calls him Jimmy Jack James. Like, every time we see him. I mean, sometimes I'll say Triple J because I can't be fucked saying it, but it's Jimmy Jack James. Oh, look out, Thingamajig. Oh, like, actually do that Newstubers live. I'd love to see how you portray Thingamajig. Newstubers is making a difference. And even BSJ is in his own little way. But yeah, oh, your cat's on your chest with her head under your chin. Cute. Oh my God, Sunny curled up on my lap and fell asleep the other night. I couldn't believe it. I was like, there's no way this cat's ever going to be a lap cat. I didn't really want one. I mean, when she was on my lap, I'm like, oh my God, this is gorgeous. I'm not going to move a millimeter. There's it's on like Donkey Kong. There's a Ben Folds song called Gracie about his daughter, and one of the lines in it is, I won't move an inch even though my arm's asleep. Like he's talking about her falling asleep on his lap while they were watching telly. But yeah, I won't move an inch even though my arm's asleep. I was so like that with Sunny the other night. I'm like, I'm not moving a millimeter, like even if my leg falls asleep. It was so special. Yeah, Donkey Kong. Unlike Donkey Kong. Do you remember those little handheld computer games you used to get? We had a few of them, but they were all single screen. Like I had one called Fish, where you sort of had this frying pan and you had to run along and catch the fish and then flip it back up, and there'd be like 4 rows of fish dropping down. There was another one we had, but then the posh kids at school got the double screen Donkey Kong version. God, I was jealous of them. You had the Donkey Kong, you rich bitch. Oh my God. I was so jealous of everyone that had the double screen. I had the little single. They were so cool. I think they started out like little games that people could buy at airports when they were traveling. Like I think my dad bought us ours in Singapore or Hong Kong or something, flying home from a trip. It was almost safe for real, for real. I swear I go fur 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 fur. Mm. YouTubers Live had Donkey Kong. Oh my God. Yours was the single screen one, Malma? Well, everyone I saw, every Donkey Kong one that I saw was double screen. It was orange and it was hinged and it folded out. It opened out like a tablet. Well, not like a tablet, like a laptop. FR for Stinky People Lynette's perfume. Oh, dolls. Why doesn't she just get some? Oh, fuck, I nearly said Febreze. What's that stuff that women spray? The fanny deodorant. Femme Fresh. Fur. No, we don't need like a perfume over here. No, we don't. Hey, NewsTubers Live, when you guys were talking about clackers, my comment got devoured when you were on Mel Mel's. But we had clackers as kids. They were those little wooden paddles with two strings hanging down with balls on the end of them. Do you remember them? They were like, they were called clackers. Febreze for cooters. Somebody say cooter. Fuck, I wish I hadn't killed my cooter channel. I wish I'd kept him now. Yeah, clackers. See, Morgan had them too. You just sort of balance the little wooden thing and lift it up and down, and the balls would clack. Yeah, they were called clackers, yes. I thought those little, do you remember too, there was a musical instrument. It was like two little, it was a percussion instrument. It was two little, and it was not maracas. It was two little wooden sort of circles with a little string connecting them, and you'd clack them like the ones that like flamenco dancers. They often have them in their hands. I thought they were called clackers too. I agree with you, Thingamajig. It's cheese and bicky time. Oh yeah, okay, castanets. Yeah, they're not called clackers, but those other things are. I had the whole JS for Justice mod squad saying clacker when I joined that because I used to go live talking about my clacker a lot. Whenever I go for beach walks and I'm paddling, I always end up with water up my clacker. So yeah, the JS for Justice mod squad, the OG crew, of which none of us are left, we all got exquisitely reamed and removed. That was one of the Australian things I got them saying. Yeah, the water is beautiful. Hey, Mel will always try to make everyone else sound like a pervert just to cover up the fact that she's the biggest perv of all. Oh my God, that sounds bright with that. My sunny's on. The things I do when I drive live, huh? I wear my glasses so I can read the screen on my little tiny phone. Well, it's not that it's a little tiny, but it's away from my face. Spanish clackers. There you go. Right, you're coming home with me. You're going to get to see me reverse down my driveway, which is always an interesting exercise. Send out vibes at my Mama likes to deflect. Don't deflect from my deflection. You love going cool. Woo-hoo. I do it a lot. I do it a lot. So I used to listen to podcasts, and so I was like, go live. Show you guys a bit of Tassie. Spanish clackers. I do like a little Spanish clacker, I've got to say. I had a Spanish boyfriend who had a lovely clacker. I thought my new neighbour was going to move in over Easter, but she isn't by the looks of it. She might be doing some work on the house before she moves in, but home sweet home. Oh, I'm always a really bad reverser when the sun's where it is at the moment because it gets me right in the corner of my eye. Oh, I don't think I'll bother about the carport. Yeah, I've done it again. My God. Sorry. I'm so close to my house right now. No, I've got to do a wheelie. Oh, my God. Thank you. Send vibes out for my clacker and for my fridge for power being back on so my freezer's not defrosting right now and I have to eat the entire contents of my freezer in the next couple of days. My sister's coming to stay Monday and Tuesday night. She'll be getting freezer surprise. Oh my God, I have all the prayers for my clacker. This is the worst park ever. I'm normally so good at parking. But for some reason when I go live, may your clacker always be fresh and clean. May your clacker be merry and bright. And may all your Easter eggs be white. No, that's not nice if you don't like white chocolate. Hope you all get nice Easter things if you're into that sort of shit. Women drivers, am I right? Hey. Party at my place. I'd love to have a party here right now with you guys. Wouldn't that be cool? Just like, hey, come over. Grab the boogie boards. Go for a bit of a burl down in the surf. What's the temperature still? Let me just do a check. Tassie in autumn. And the mainlanders say we're cold. Oh, it says it's 29 degrees now at 5 p.m. Yeah, I've eaten. I got given some Easter eggs and I've eaten them all. I'm counting on my sister rocking up with some on Monday. Cool, Morgan. We'll keep the bubbles chilled for you, darls. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I'm sure there'll be some other fruit bat going live on YouTube at some point for you to all go and harass. I might come back later. I'm home tonight, so I might do I don't know what. Yeah, I'm right by the beach. I'm halfway up a hill, so I've got a pretty nice view. Actually, give me a sec. I'll take you and I'll show you the view. But the beach looks really far away from up here, but it's not. It's just that like it's 150 meters to the top of the sand dunes for the beach. But for some reason, this view, because I'm up on the hill, it looks like I'm far away. I'll take you for a little. Oh shit! I just turned my phone off. Still with me? I don't know. I don't fucking know. Oh, and I've got to unlock my phone sideways. That's challenging. I'm back. Come with me, groupers. Am I giving you the boot? Well, yeah. In a minute. So, yeah, this is the view from... But you guys get a really expansive view, but this is kind of outside my house. But for you guys, the beach looks even further away. I wish I could zoom in. It's a nice breeze now. So, yeah, but it looks crazy far away, but it's really not. It's just the end of my street. Look at all the crap my neighbour's left. He moved out. He sold his house. He told me that the hard rubbish, garbage people are coming to get his rubbish, but yeah, so that's the view kind of from my joint. But imagine it like here, where my hand is. But for you guys, you get this massive panoramic shot. Yeah, it's good. No wonder I'm so happy. Haven't always been YouTubers. Haven't always. I mean, I have, but I mean on YouTube. I've had my moments. I'll come down a bit further. So yes, this is the beach. But yeah, it looks a million miles away for you guys. I think there's 10 of you now. How come whenever I try to go like to end a live, suddenly people come up along and I'm like, oh, some of my lives I've had like 2 people watching. And then right before I end it, it's like, you have 17 people watching. I'm like, what the fuck? I could be a hand model. Look at the sky, the scenery. In the gift shop today, we have this beautiful beach in an island in the middle of nowhere. Oh, all right, that wind's getting a bit cray. Yes, here in the gift shop, we offer you this view. Everyone gets a view, as Oprah would say. Why didn't you give people views? Views are so much better for your soul than some shitty car you never wanted. Just saying. But I won't start an Oprah rant today. Maybe next time. Thanks for hanging out with me, everybody. That's because you are special and have a lovely hand. Well, that's what happens when you only have one hand. God makes sure the one that you have is very pretty. Hey, D90 Bell. Happy Easter, Griver. You live near a river, Lee. Rivers are fun too. Morgan is a student of Australian. YouTubers cried with joy being called a cunt for the first time till I told her that someone meant it in a mean way. Not the cunt word. All right, cunts, I'm out of here. I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out. That was fun. And thank you to all the people that have come along for the first time and said g'day. That was really nice of you to do that. To my little thumbs down pin dick, pleasure as always. Take care. Have a great Easter, whatever you get up to, and eat all the chocolate. Don't be like me and still have Easter eggs in your pantry by the end of the year. There's no way to spend Easter. Like Mel Mel said, okay, fuck off. Okay, I'm going to fuck off now.